Now let me tell you, I did not think that I would be sitting here getting ready to make a full video about Taylor Swift and Kayla Nicole, but here we are. I felt like it is a fitting topic to talk about, and I will get into that in a little bit. As we always do here, we are going to start with some context on the situation so that everybody is on the same page. Now, Taylor Swift's album just came out recently, and a lot of people are really feeling like she is shading Kayla Nicole. If you don't know who Kayla Nicole is Travis Kelce's ex. So from 2017 to 2022, Kayla Nicole and Travis Kelce were dating each other. And their relationship was like kind of on and off. And then a year later in 2023, that is when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce started dating each other. Kayla Nicole and Travis Kelce had like some weird rumors and stuff about them, about how they were like splitting bills 50-50, and they both denied doing that. But that's besides the point. So when Taylor Swift started dating Travis Kelce, there were a lot of people, specifically the Swifties and like, I would say maybe the podcast bro type, if we want to say that, who went and were commenting and attacking Kayla Nicole, essentially saying that he has upgraded now to Taylor Swift. She's a much bigger deal than Kayla Nicole, and he's made an upgrade. He's changing his life. Now, like I said, Taylor Swift's album just came out recently, and she seems to be throwing some shade to Kayla Nicole. So there are a few examples of this that people are pointing out. The first one is in the song Opalite. This is where Taylor says, "You were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx nights, but now the sky is opalite." Another lyric in that same song goes, "You couldn't understand it, why you felt alone. You were in it for real. She was on her phone and you were just a pose." And that's supposed to be also throwing shade to Kayla Nicole, because there's a video of her and Travis Kelce where there's a whole thing about her being on her phone. So that's supposed to be a reference to her, and so is the onyx being like the darker type of stone versus opalite, which is a very light and pearlescent type of stone. So we also have to note that Travis Kelce has been known to date women of color in the past, before Kayla Nicole even, and that he has like flirted with other celebrities who are Black celebrities. In the song Eldest Daughter, Taylor Swift says, "But I'm not a bad bee, and this isn't savage, but I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out." And so a lot of people think that in that section, she's referencing that she isn't like, you know, the baddie aesthetic. And she says this isn't savage. So when we say savage, who do we think of? We think of Miss Megan Thee Stallion, who, from what I've heard, Travis Kelce has like flirted with her in the past, shown interest with her in the past. They never like dated or anything, but there has been interest shown in the past. So there's reason enough to believe that that is about Megan Thee Stallion and Kayla Nicole. Now, back when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce first started dating, there was a lot of hate that went toward Kayla Nicole. She was receiving a lot of racist comments, and Kayla Nicole actually put out a response in an open letter to Black girls, which to me was super strange that she received hate in the first place, because this is clearly his ex who broke up before Taylor and him started dating. So I don't really know why everyone pulled Kayla Nicole so far into Taylor and Travis's relationship, but that's how it went. And she was receiving a ton of hate. Don't think that we forgot about that, because that definitely happened. I remember so many people talking about her on TikTok. She was getting so many comments. It was just not a great time, okay? So when Taylor had this line saying that she is not a bad bee, a lot of people took that as, okay, she is saying that she is not like Kayla Nicole. She's not like Megan Thee Stallion. She doesn't have this baddie aesthetic. She's not just like this girlfriend that's here to have fun. She is a wife material. Because of course aesthetics have certain moral categories that they're kind of put into, right? So you have the baddie aesthetic that's kind of put into a more like fun, more performative or unserious, it's often taken as. And then you have the woman who's not a savage, not a baddie, who's like the wholesome wife type. Obviously, just because you have a certain aesthetic does not mean that you are morally a certain way, but that is a lot of times how people take it, and it seems like that's kind of how she meant it in this. Especially because at this time, Taylor is at a point where she is a fiance, she's engaged to Travis Kelce, so she's no longer just his girlfriend, they're no longer just dating. And I feel like that typically comes along with feeling like you are better than the past exes that your person that you're with has had, because you've made it to a certain stage that they did not make it to. And honestly, let's get to the part of why I'm even talking about this in the first place, and why this even came across my desk, if you will. So a couple weeks ago, I noticed that I started to get kind of like an uptick in the amount of comments that I was getting on videos. I post a lot of Instagram reels and a lot of shorts that feature my husband and I. And I would say like it's kind of like a maybe like 50-50 split of like videos where we do show something that shows that we are like either engaged or married, and then there's other videos where like you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at it, just because you're watching a video of us doing something. I noticed on the videos where you would not obviously be able to tell I was getting more comments that were based on the theme of, and this is a quote from one of the comments that I got, of black for a while, white down the aisle. And I made kind of a spin-off of it, of like doing a response video to it. And in the comments like that, a lot of times they would mention Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. So that's kind of how I started looking at this whole thing. And then with the album coming out right after that, that's when I was like, okay, what is going on here? Let me do a little bit of digging and see what people are talking about, because really I don't follow Taylor Swift that closely, if we're being honest, and I don't really care to. So, but when I started getting more of those comments, I was like, okay, that's interesting. That's weird. Like, why are people bringing that up all of a sudden? Why am I getting comments like that all of a sudden? I get hate comments all the time. Okay. Don't get it wrong. Like, I get hate comments all the time when I post videos of us, but I don't usually get comments that specifically say something like that, or that specifically mention Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And these were. So I think that that's interesting too, that what people were already taking from the situation is that Taylor Swift is the, you know, girl that he settles down with, that he ends up marrying. She's the wife type. And that Kayla Nicole is not that she's put into a different category, and that his exes are put into a different category. And that absolutely seems like what Taylor's saying in the album too, if you ask me. That's just my interpretation, right? Any type of art that anybody puts out is open to interpretation, and all we're doing is interpreting it. We obviously don't know what she actually meant by literally anything. But I do think that it's interesting how no matter how you really look at it, like a lot of her music, she talks about insecurities, or feeling like she's not the like first choice, or like she's not the better option. And I think that that's so interesting, because like she's one of the most famous people in the world. Taylor Swift is one of the most famous people in the world, and she still has insecurities. And that's like so human. Like that's so human to me. Like to be in a, like that's just wild. Because it is wild though, that you would not only express those, but express them in this way, for everyone to see. It's just interesting, but that's kind of the job that she has, right? That's her job to do that. So, but like, it's been years. It's been a couple years, like, and she's still thinking about Kayla Nicole all the time. Like, that's kind of odd to me. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. Like, girl, you're engaged to him. Like, you got the man already, unless there's some other type of concern that you have, which clearly there is. You shouldn't be thinking about her all the time anymore. Like, that's pretty crazy. Anyway, also, did we see Kayla Nicole and Chris Brown? Just wow. Also, I mean, I have my own thoughts on Chris Brown and, like, you know, all of that stuff. I won't talk about them here, maybe a different video or something, but I have my own thoughts on Chris Brown. But Chris Brown aside, like, Kayla Nicole looks good. She looks real good. I think that there's definitely like a jealousy thing going on. Especially because she got more famous. Kayla Nicole got more famous because Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got together. Like, she ended up benefiting from the situation, although she had to go through a lot in order to benefit from it, because people were not on her side at first. That is crazy, but at least she is benefiting from the situation at this point. Now, the other thing I want to mention too is Travis Kelce, because we can't just leave him out of this. Like, he is one of the main points of this, right? I feel like we cannot neglect the fact that he has changed quite a bit since being with Taylor Swift. Now, I think that it's very normal to change if your partner is different than you, and you two both change. You grow, you do different things, you know, you get older, all that stuff. But he seems to have taken on like a totally different aesthetic at this point. I was walking, I don't keep up with Travis Kelce either, really. But I was walking through the mall, and I saw at American Eagle, and I was like, they put all these pictures of this guy all over the window when I was walking past, and I was like, who's that? And Sunny's like, that's Travis Kelce. And I was like, oh, he's doing like American Eagle campaigns now? That's crazy. Especially like when his style previously was different than that. It was more of like a streetwear style. He had a lot of like swag and personality in his clothing, and now it's like, I don't know, it's just leaning to a different side at this point. So it is funny how that stuff happens and how people change and how things change. But it's definitely very deliberate, definitely very on purpose, definitely very noticeable. But it's funny because, like, how long can you pretend to be something that you're not, or someone that you're not, or to have a style that you don't actually have? And I guess the answer is for as long as it's benefiting you and as long as those benefits are worth it. I'm not saying that he's only with Taylor Swift, because there are benefits to being with someone who is like Taylor Swift, extremely famous and extremely rich. I'm just saying. Anyway, I would love to hear your comments below. Let me know what you think about the whole situation. I just felt like it was an interesting topic to talk about today. I'm getting ready to head out to a party, so I feel like I have like all this like glam and everything on. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Normally I talk about luxury and make luxury content, but you know, I felt like speaking on this, so sometimes we, you know, take a little detour and talk about something else sometimes. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!